Tonight's story is called The Town on the Moon. Please get comfortable in your bed, cover yourself with a blanket, close your eyes, and get ready to enter a magical dream. Far away on the moon, there is a beautiful and magical town. This town is very much like the cities on Earth, with tall buildings, beautiful parks, and busy streets. But unlike any other place, this town floats on the surface of the moon, with buildings suspended in the air, allowing people to easily jump around in the low-gravity environment, just like in a dream. This town is called Moonlight City, and it sits on the serene plains of the moon, surrounded by twinkling stars and soft moonlight. The architecture in Moonlight City is unique, with each building incorporating elements from famous cities on Earth. You can see a tower resembling the Eiffel Tower, a majestic skyscraper like the Empire State Building, and a beautiful theater similar to the Sydney Opera House. Each street is paved with shiny moonstones, making it feel like walking on a starlit path. The most special thing about Moonlight City is its floating buildings. These buildings not only float in the air but can also move freely, adjusting their height and position to meet different needs. Residents can take transparent elevators to easily travel between buildings. Because of the low gravity on the moon, people can jump around lightly, enjoying every step. Children love playing in the low-gravity playground, having endless fun in this magical place. Everyday life in Moonlight City is filled with wonder and surprises. During the day, the sun rises slowly over the moon's horizon, bringing warm light to the town. At night, the entire town is bathed in starlight and moonlight, looking especially peaceful and beautiful. Residents stroll under the lights, listening to soft music and enjoying the tranquility and happiness. Now that you know a bit about Moonlight City, let's start a story full of adventure and friendship. Follow our main characters, Luca and Ellie, as they explore this magical town. Close your eyes and let's enter this dreamlike world and begin our wonderful journey. Introducing the characters. In the town lives a boy named Luca. He is a brave and kind-hearted child, and every night, he has an important task to light up the town, making it shine in the night sky. Luca loves his job because he knows these lights not only illuminate the town but also warm the hearts of every resident. Luca's family was one of the early settlers in Moonlight City, and they love this magical town. Luca's father is an engineer who maintains the town's floating building system, while his mother is a gardener who takes care of the beautiful gardens of Moonlight City. From a young age, Luca has been curious about every corner of Moonlight City. He loves listening to his father explain the principles of floating buildings and enjoys planting flowers with his mother in the garden. Every evening, Luca eagerly runs to the town center to start his lighting duties. Every night, Luca carries a specially designed moonlight lamp, walking from one end of the town to the other, lighting each street lamp along the way. He enjoys watching the lights turn on one by one, illuminating the town step by step. This makes him feel very proud. The lights not only brighten the streets, but also make the residents feel warm and safe. Luca knows these lights are an important part of Moonlight City's nighttime life. One day, a new resident arrived in the town, a little girl named Ellie. Ellie and her family had just moved to Moonlight City from Earth and found everything here fascinating and exciting. The first time Ellie saw Luca lighting the lamps, she was deeply captivated. She watched Luca with his moonlight lamp, her eyes filled with curiosity and longing. "Hello," Ellie greeted as she walked up. "What are you doing?" Luca smiled and replied, "I'm lighting the town so everyone can see this beautiful city." Ellie's eyes lit up. "Can I join you?" Luca nodded, and warmly invited Ellie to join his lighting journey. From that day on, Luca and Ellie became good friends. They walked together on the moonstone-paved streets, lighting the lamps while chatting and sharing their stories and dreams. Ellie was filled with curiosity about Moonlight City, and Luca patiently explained every building and every sight to her. Ellie discovered that every light in Moonlight City had a story behind it. These stories not only gave her a deeper understanding of the town, but also made her cherish the time spent with Luca even more. Exploring the town. Luca took Ellie on a tour of Moonlight City, showing her the unique buildings and sights. They started from the town center and walked past a tall viewing tower resembling the Eiffel Tower. At the top of the tower was a giant transparent sphere, offering a 360-degree view of the entire town. Luca told Ellie that this viewing tower not only allows people to admire the beauty of Moonlight City, but also offers a spectacular view of Earth. Next, they came to a majestic skyscraper similar to the Empire State Building. The building's exterior was made of gleaming moon rock, which emitted a soft glow at night. Luca took Ellie up to the top floor in a transparent elevator, where they could see the other floating buildings clearly. Ellie was amazed and exclaimed, "This is so incredible. I've never seen anything like this before." Luca then led Ellie through the moonstone-paved streets to the town's low-gravity playground. This was the favorite place for children because, in the low-gravity environment, they could experience joy that was impossible on Earth. The playground had various equipment, all making full use of the moon's low gravity. First, they played on the low-gravity trampolines. Ellie excitedly jumped up and down, flying high with each leap, feeling like she was soaring through the air. Luca joined her, and they flipped and spun on the trampolines, their laughter echoing through the playground. Next, they went to the low-gravity slide, a massive transparent slide that stretched from one end of the playground to the other. Ellie couldn't wait to slide down. She felt like a feather, swiftly gliding down the slide. Luca followed right behind her, and they both laughed and enjoyed the unique fun brought by low gravity. The playground also had a low-gravity climbing wall made of special moon rock material, smooth but not slippery. Ellie and Luca challenged each other to a climbing race. Although it was Ellie's first time, she quickly got the hang of it in the low-gravity environment, climbing alongside Luca to the top. From the top, they looked over the entire playground and felt a great sense of accomplishment. The final attraction in the playground was the low-gravity swings. These swings were much larger than those on Earth, with much longer ropes. Luca and Ellie sat on the swings, and as they swung back and forth, they felt like they were flying out of the playground, soaring towards the distant stars. Ellie happily shouted, "Luca, I feel like a bird, flying freely in the sky." Luca smiled and replied, "Yes, that's the magic of Moonlight City. Everything here is so special, making us feel endless joy and freedom." After a whole day of playing in the playground, Luca and Ellie were exhausted, but their hearts were full of happiness and satisfaction. Luca took Ellie back to the town center, where they sat on a bench in a small square, watching as night gradually fell, and the lights turned on one by one, making the town look especially beautiful under the starlight and moonlight. Ellie leaned on Luca's shoulder and softly said, "Luca, thank you for showing me around Moonlight City. It's so beautiful here, I really like it." Luca gently said, "You're welcome, Ellie. Moonlight City is our home, and I'm glad you like it. We still have many places to visit. We can explore more secrets together in the future." And so, Luca and Ellie spent a day full of surprises and joy in the beautiful Moonlight City. Their friendship grew stronger through this adventure, laying a solid foundation for future adventures. The Secret Garden. While exploring the town, Luca and Ellie arrived at the town library. It was an ancient and mysterious building, with walls made of silver moon rock that glittered and a roof decorated with countless stars and moon motifs. Inside, the library was beautifully arranged, with shelves full of various books, their covers adorned with precious gems. One day, Luca and Ellie discovered a particularly old book in the corner of the library. The cover of the book read, "The Secrets of Moonlight City." Ellie excitedly said, "Luca, let's see what's in this book. We might find something interesting." They carefully opened the book, and even though the pages were yellowed, the writing was still clear. As they flipped through, they suddenly found an ancient map. The map marked the location of a secret garden called the Moonlight Garden. The map showed a complex route from the center of the town, passing through several unexplored areas, finally reaching a hidden place. Ellie's eyes sparkled. "Luca, let's find this garden. It looks so mysterious." Luca nodded. "All right, Ellie. This will be an amazing adventure." They followed the map's guidance and began their adventure to find Moonlight Garden. The first stop was a dense forest with tall, towering trees and leaves rustling in the breeze. Luca and Ellie walked cautiously on the forest path, and as they went deeper, the light gradually dimmed, adding to the mystery. Deep in the forest, they encountered a wide river. The water was clear, but there was no bridge to cross it. Ellie looked around and noticed some floating stones. She had an idea. "Luca, we can jump across these stones, just like in the low-gravity playground." Luca agreed, and they carefully stepped onto the stones, jumping across the river just like they did in Moonlight City's low-gravity playground. The scenery on the other side amazed them, with fields of colorful flowers glowing faintly under the moonlight. They continued following the map and came to an ancient ruin. The ruins looked abandoned for a long time but hid some ancient mechanisms. Ellie found a stone tablet engraved with strange symbols. After carefully studying it, Luca said, "These symbols seem to be a kind of code. We need to solve it to move forward." They spent some time solving the code and eventually opened a hidden stone door. Behind it was a narrow tunnel, with walls carved with intricate murals depicting the history and legends of Moonlight City. After passing through the tunnel, they arrived at a mysterious cave filled with glowing crystals that emitted colorful lights. At the end of the cave, Ellie noticed an ancient stone door engraved with the words Moonlight Garden. They pushed open the door and were breathless at the sight. Moonlight Garden was a beautiful and peaceful place, filled with various strange flowers, each glowing softly. In the center was a clear moonlight stream, sparkling silver under the moonlight. Luca and Ellie strolled through the garden, discovering a stone tablet engraved with ancient text. The tablet recorded the history and secrets of Moonlight City. They excitedly read the text, learning about the origin and construction of Moonlight City. Ellie exclaimed, "Luca, this place is so beautiful. We found a true treasure." Luca smiled and said, "Yes, Ellie, this adventure was worth it. We not only found a beautiful garden, but also learned many secrets about Moonlight City." They spent a wonderful time in Moonlight Garden and then decided to take their discovery back to the town. This adventure deepened their understanding of the magical town and strengthened their friendship. The first twist, the mysterious vanishing lights. Just as they were about to return to the town, Luca and Ellie noticed the town's lights starting to go out one by one. Luca worriedly said, We need to hurry back and see what's happening." Ellie nodded in agreement, and they quickly retraced their steps to the town. When they arrived, the entire town was already shrouded in darkness. The streets were no longer lit, and residents were stepping out of their homes, looking around with concerned faces. Children clung tightly to their parents' hands, appearing frightened. The once peaceful and beautiful Moonlight City was now covered in a tense atmosphere. Luca and Ellie ran to the town's power center, the place controlling all the lights in the town. They found that the power system had serious problems. The power center's staff were busy trying to find the cause. Luca asked one of the workers and learned that the core energy source of the entire power system seemed to have been disrupted, causing the lights to malfunction. Ellie frowned and said, "We need to find the root of the problem. We can't let the town stay dark." Luca firmly said, "You're right. We need to fix this." He looked at Ellie, his eyes filled with determination. "We should first find Luna, the moon spirit. She might help us figure out what's wrong." Ellie nodded, following Luca to find Luna. They went to Moonlight Lake, where Luna usually resided. The lake water glowed faintly under the moonlight. Luna heard their call and gently rose from the lake, her face filled with concern. Luna asked what had happened, and Luca explained the situation in detail. After listening, Luna thought for a moment and then said, "I sense a strange energy disrupting the town's power system. This energy comes from deep within the moon. We must find its source to solve the problem." Luca and Ellie exchanged a determined look, knowing the next adventure would be even more challenging. Luna continued, "On the far side of the moon, there is an ancient mine filled with mysterious energy crystals. We need to go there to find the source of the disruption and fix it." Ellie asked worriedly, "Will the journey be dangerous?" Luna nodded, "Yes, but I will go with you. I believe you can overcome all difficulties." Luca said firmly, "All right, for the sake of the town's lights and everyone's safety, we are willing to take the risk." They packed some necessary gear, and Luna used her magic to protect them. They set off towards the ancient mine on the far side of the moon, their hearts filled with determination and courage. Every step meant a new challenge, but they knew that as long as they persisted, they could find the root of the problem and relight Moonlight City. The second twist, the mysterious moon spirit. While repairing the power system, Luca and Ellie discovered a moon spirit named Luna. Luna had long, silver hair that shone brightly and eyes as deep as the starry sky. Her figure looked especially mysterious and beautiful under the moonlight. Luna smiled as she approached them, her voice as soft as a gentle breeze. "Hello, brave children. I am Luna, the guardian of the moon." Luca and Ellie were amazed to see Luna, and Ellie couldn't help but ask, "Luna, can you help us solve the town's light problem?" Luna nodded, her eyes filled with worry. "I have felt your distress. The town's lights are powered by a special type of moonstone. These moonstones are stored in a hidden mine. However, I recently discovered that these stones were stolen by a mysterious creature." Luca asked curiously, "What kind of creature would steal these stones?" Luna sighed, "It's a playful moon rabbit. This rabbit is very curious about glowing objects and thought these stones were toys, so it took them away." Ellie frowned. "What should we do to get the stones back?" Luna's eyes were determined. "We need to find the moon rabbit and convince it to return the stones. The moon rabbit lives on the far side of the moon, where the environment is complex and dangerous. But I will go with you to ensure your safety." Luca and Ellie looked at each other, their eyes full of determination. They knew that only by retrieving these stones could they relight the town. Luca said, "Luna, we are willing to go with you to find these stones. For the town's safety and light, we must do this." Luna nodded and drew a glowing path on the ground with her magic, leading straight to the far side of the moon. She said, "Follow me. I will guide you through these dangerous places to find the moon rabbit's hideout." They followed the path drawn by Luna, passing through a barren area filled with craters. The terrain was rough, with huge craters like traps, easy to fall into if not careful. Luna used her magic to create a light wall ahead of them, ensuring their safe passage. Next, they entered a mysterious lunar forest. The trees glowed faintly, and the leaves rustled softly in the breeze. Luca and Ellie followed Luna closely, walking cautiously through the enchanted forest. Suddenly, they heard a faint noise in the distance. Luna stopped and signaled for silence. She whispered, "That's the moon rabbit. We must move carefully and not startle it." They quietly approached and finally saw the playful moon rabbit in an open clearing. The rabbit was holding a glowing stone, playing happily. It was small, with snow-white fur and big, bright eyes, and its ears stood tall, making it look very cute. Ellie softly called, "Little moon rabbit, we need those stones. Can you give them back to us?" The rabbit turned its head to look at them, eyes full of curiosity and caution. Luna stepped forward and gently said, "Little moon rabbit, these stones are very important to our town. Without them, our lights cannot shine. Please give them back to us. We would be very grateful." The rabbit seemed to understand Luna's words and slowly put down the stone. It hesitated but finally decided to lead them to its hideout. Luna, Luca, and Ellie followed the rabbit to a hidden cave deep in the lunar forest, where the stolen stones were piled up. Luca and Ellie gratefully said to the rabbit, "Thank you, little moon rabbit. You've helped us solve a big problem." The rabbit happily hopped around, and Luna used her magic to gather the stones, preparing to take them back to the town. She said to Luca and Ellie, "You are brave children. Let's take these stones back and relight our town." Exploring the source of the stones, Luna led Luca and Ellie to a mysterious cave, the source of the stones. The cave's entrance was hidden deep in a dense lunar forest, surrounded by glowing plants that emitted a faint light. The entrance was covered with vines, making it almost impossible to find without Luna's guidance. They carefully entered the cave, with walls embedded with countless glowing stones that softly illuminated their path. The cave's interior was intricate, like a maze. Luna used her magic to clear the way ahead, ensuring Luca and Ellie's safety. In the cave's depths, they found a vast chamber with a pile of glowing stones in the center, the very stones that had been stolen. The light filled the entire chamber, reflecting colorful beams. Luca and Ellie were both surprised and excited at the sight. Suddenly, they heard light footsteps, and the playful moon rabbit appeared. The rabbit's fur was pure white, its eyes bright, and its ears stood tall, making it look adorable. It held a glowing stone, playing happily. Ellie softly said, "Little moon rabbit, we need these stones to restore the town's lights. Can you give them back to us?" The rabbit stopped and looked at them warily. Luca slowly approached and gently said, "We know you just like these glowing things, but these stones are very important to our town. Without them, the town will be dark. Please help us, okay?" The rabbit blinked, seemingly considering Luca's words. Luna stepped forward, gently stroking the rabbit's head, and said softly, "Little moon rabbit, these stones are not only only important to us, but also to the balance of the entire moon. Trust us. We won't harm you. The rabbit seemed moved by Luna's kindness and put down the stone, indicating they could take the stones. Ellie gratefully said, "Thank you, little moon rabbit. You're a good friend." To show their gratitude, Luna took a glowing moonstone from her magic bag and gave it to the rabbit. "This is a gift for you. It will always glow and keep you company." The rabbit happily accepted the gift and bounced around joyfully. Luca and Ellie carefully collected the stones, preparing to take them back to the town. They felt a warm sense of achievement, not just because they retrieved the stones, but also because they had made a new friend. As they left the cave, Luna used her magic to close the entrance, ensuring no more stones would be stolen. She said to Luca and Ellie, "We have retrieved the stones. Now, let's return to the town and relight the lights." Luca and Ellie nodded, following Luna back to the town. They felt accomplished and happy, knowing they had not only retrieved the town's energy source, but also made a friend in the moon rabbit. This adventure strengthened their belief that as long as they worked together, they could overcome any challenge. Resolving the crisis and returning to the town, Luna, Luca, and Ellie prepared to take the stones back to the town, but they worried the moon rabbit might steal the stones again. Luna thought for a moment and said, "We can use moon grass to attract the rabbits so it won't be interested in the stones anymore." Ellie asked curiously, "What is moon grass?" Luna explained, "Moon grass is a special plant that only grows on the moon. Its leaves emit a soft glow at night, and the moon rabbit loves the light from these plants." Luna led them to a grassy area outside the cave, where clusters of moon grass were growing. The leaves were long and thin, glowing like starlight. Luna used her magic to gently gather some moon grass and wove it into a small wreath, giving it to the rabbit. "Little moon rabbit, this is a gift for you," Luna said gently. "This moon grass will always glow and keep you company." The rabbit looked at the glowing moon grass wreath with joy. It happily accepted the gift and sniffed the fragrant moon grass. Then, it lightly bounced away, carrying the wreath into the lunar forest, seemingly delighted with the new plants. Luca sighed with relief. Now we can rest assured the rabbit won't steal the stones again. Ellie nodded. "Yes, thank you, Luna. You're so clever." They carefully placed the stones in special containers to ensure they wouldn't be damaged during transport. Luna used her magic to clear the way, and they retraced their steps to the town. Along the way, Luca and Ellie were filled with hope, knowing the town's lights would soon shine again. When they returned to the town, Luca and Ellie gave the stones to the power center staff. The workers immediately began working, installing the stones back into the power system's core. As the stones were put in place, the town's power system gradually returned to normal. Luca and Ellie stood in the town's central square, watching as the streetlights turned on one by one. The residents came out of their homes, cheering as the town was bathed in light once more. Children ran around excitedly, and parents gratefully waved to Luca and Ellie. Luna smiled and said, "You did a great job, brave children. You not only saved the town's lights, but also brought back hope and light." Luca said with emotion, "It was a team effort." "Thank you, Luna." Ellie nodded, her eyes shining with joy. "Yes, we did it." The town's lights were back on, and the streets returned to their lively state. Moonlight City was once again beautiful and cozy at night, with residents enjoying the peace and happiness under the lights. Luca and Ellie stood in the square, admiring the lit-up town, their hearts filled with pride and satisfaction. They knew this adventure had not only deepened their understanding of Moonlight City, but also strengthened their friendship. Luna said to them, "The night's adventure may be over, but there are more challenges and wonders awaiting you in the future. I hope you always stay brave and wise, ready for more adventures." Luca and Ellie smiled and nodded, looking forward to the future. As the night passed gently in the warm light, they knew that no matter what difficulties they faced, as long as they stayed united, they would always find a way to relight their hearts. Ending. As night fell, the town looked especially beautiful under the lights. The streetlights twinkled like stars, illuminating every corner. Residents strolled under the warm lights, enjoying the peaceful evening. The entire town was filled with peace and happiness. Luca and Ellie stood in the square, gazing at the starry sky. The stars sparkled, as if beckoning them to more adventures. Ellie softly said, "Luca, I believe we will have many more amazing adventures." Luca smiled and nodded. "Yes, Ellie. No matter what challenges we face, as long as we stay united, we can overcome anything." Now, it's time for you to enter your dreams. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in this beautiful Moonlight City, experiencing wonderful adventures with Luca and Ellie. May your dreams be filled with light and hope. Good night and sweet dreams.